Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would participate in the booktube verse again and do a book related video. Unfortunately, my free time is coming to an end as my PhD classes have started up for the fall semester, so I'm gonna put more stress on myself by trying to meet a goal of reading 5 books for fun during the month of September. Probably not the brightest idea I've ever had, but you know what? We're gonna try and go for it. We're gonna try and go for it. So today's video is going to be my September to be read or TBR list. I've watched a bunch of these videos before and there are people that have like 10, 15 books and I'm sitting there going like, even when I wasn't doing anything, I couldn't do that many. Like, I'm not a fast reader at all. So I think 5 books for me is actually pretty steep. I was thinking maybe 1 a week, but one of the books is pretty short. So, and like 3 of them are young adult, so those are a little bit faster to read. But yeah, so this is a lofty goal for me, but I thought it'd be kind of interesting because I like seeing what people are currently reading or like what they want to read. So the first 2 books on my list, if you've been living under a rock, you may not know this, but 2 movies came out recently based on books. One is a Netflix movie and the other is like actually in theaters. So the first book on my list is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I have not seen the movie yet. I probably won't get around to seeing the movie while it's still in theaters, but I definitely want to read the book before I see the movie. I was about to say I always do that, but when I get to the next book, yeah, I didn't. But anyway, Crazy Rich Asians. The movie looks absolutely adorable. I've heard rave reviews about it. I've heard rave reviews about the book. So obviously I'm like, all right, if it was good enough to be turned into a movie, then I obviously have to read it. So that is first one on my list. It just sounds super cute. And the fact that there are more books, what is it? China Rich Girlfriend and Rich People Problems. So the fun doesn't stop and I like books like that. I like it when they continue. It gives me more to read, but yeah. Also this cover is just really pretty. It's simple, but pretty. It got my attention. So with that being said, the second book on my list is To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This is a young adult book. This was just turned into a movie. It is a Netflix movie, so if you've got Netflix and you're into cutesy little rom-com type things, the movie was so cute. It was precious. And so I've had this book for a really long time. Like, I mean, it's hardcover, so I've had it since it was published. Like when it first came out. It's been a hot minute and I just haven't read it yet, but I watched the movie first, which is something that I usually don't do. I try not to do that. I was bored one night, so I watched it and it was cute and it was so adorable. So if you haven't watched it yet, you should watch it. But yeah, so I hear a lot of good things about the book and I would figure, you know, I watched the movie, I gotta read the book now. So these 2 have recently become movies. I've heard really good reviews on both books. Seen this movie, super adorable. I haven't seen this movie, but rave reviews already about it, so I'm excited. My next 2 are young adult books. This first one here, I've heard quite a bit about, and I was actually interested in the sequel to this one, because I believe it was about Dracula, but that is Stalking Jack the Ripper. Like, I love books like this, especially with characters like Jack the Ripper or Dracula. I think that's fascinating. You don't get books like that too often. And so I really want to read the one about Dracula, which I don't know the name of it right now. I'll figure it out once I finish this book, but this is the first one in the series. I don't know if they're connected. If anyone's actually read the books, are they connected? I know like the main character maybe is. I don't know, I think I just made that up. But also this cover is really pretty and I really like that. And it sounds really interesting, so. This is on my list to be read. Hopefully I can get to it. Usually I can get through young adult books relatively fast. That's not to say that's always the case, but you know, I don't usually take as long with them as I would like, you know, an adult bestseller. So yeah, fingers crossed. So this next young adult book on my list is the super short one, but it just sounds interesting, especially for YouTube. And that is Can't Look Away. And this one is about, if I remember correctly, it's about a girl who is famous online. She has a YouTube channel, and then like her sister's killed in an accident, and then like a whole bunch of drama starts around it. It was very intriguing. The cover is very intriguing. You know, it's like all the thumbnails from the girls' videos. It just really captivated me. It's super short. It's only 264 pages, so that one I can get through pretty quickly. So that's why I included it. I probably would have only stuck with 4 books, but because it's so short, I was like, let me just go ahead and toss it in. It just seems really cute. I don't know if it's actually decent. I do know I've read a book by Donna Cooner before. I think that's her last name. Entitled Skinny. I believe it was published like back in 2012. Back when I actually had a book blog. Yeah, I had one of them. And that was a pretty good book. So when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and pick it up. And I also have another one by her called Worthy, which will probably be October TBR list, so we'll see. This final book is kind of lofty for me. It's a biggin'. It's a biggin' book. It's also not my usual genre, like my usual interest, but when I was in undergrad, there was a play on campus called The Radium Girls. Some of my friends were in it, and so I went and saw it, and I became really interested in the topic. So this book called The Radium Girls, The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore. Just when that came across my Goodreads feed, I was like, ooh, I remember that play that I saw back in undergrad, and that was really interesting, and I'm kind of interested to read a little bit more about it. Like, the play was super good. My friends did an amazing job in that. But then I saw this and I was like, I'd like to know a little bit more about that whole situation. So when I saw that this was available, I of course picked it up. Again, not my typical book to read. Ooh, there are pictures. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so this is probably gonna be the last one on my list. I probably won't end up getting to this one, but it's on my list just because it's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and actually I can't use that as an excuse. I've got some books on that shelf that are at least 6 years old and I haven't touched them yet. Then you have the Harry Potter books that I never finished. Yikes. So those are my, ooh, I'm blown out. So those are my 5 books for my September to be read list. You know, that it's pretty lofty for me to even consider reading 5 books, especially with classes having started already and needing to read textbooks. So yeah, there's that. I'm very jealous of people who can have like 10, 12, 15 books on their monthly TBR list, because I wish I could be you guys. Wish I could be you. I can't. If you've read any of these books before, you should let me know if they're gonna be worthwhile, if they're decent, if the ones with movies are even better than the movies, or worse. That sometimes happens. You get a book where you're like, why is that getting a movie? And then the movie's really good. But yeah, you should let me know if these are good. And like always, let me know if these booktube videos, like every so often, are something y'all would be interested in. Again, if you are unaware, I have a background in library and information science with one of my master's degrees. So I do like to talk about books. I don't get to do it as often as I would like to these days, but I do like to try and stay up to date with books, but it doesn't always happen, especially getting a PhD. But yeah, let me know. And if you've got any like videos you'd want to see, whether it's booktube or anything else, let me know in the comments below. Unless it's weird, then I might just sit there and be like, okay. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big old thumbs up. Go on down there and hit that subscribe button wherever it may be. I'll figure it out one of these days. Go ahead and hit that notification bell while you're at it, in case you want to know when I upload, and in case YouTube feels the need to let you know when I upload, because I would really, really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys. That was a really forceful wave.